So I wasn't going to stream today originally, but I figure, you know, we'll do an afternoon one of Metal Gear Solid 3. We're just going to do the Virtuous mission, similar to how with 2 I did one stream that the first stream of it was just the tanker. This will just be the Virtuous mission, which is still lengthy. Still a bunch happening there. Right. What's the difference between European and North American? Did you say across both the North American and European versions? It'd be nice if I knew what the differences were, but I don't. I'll just stick with North American. Anyway, there it is. Yeah, look at that. It's the 60s. How's the menu look? Same as always. There's nothing here that's particularly important. Everything you basically know. Yep. Start. I did take a look at the trophies beforehand, and there is one for they added one for getting like the Foxhound title. So fuck. I don't believe there was anything like that originally for the HD edition. On own view normal, third person, yep, because otherwise... I think that was one of the things that was different. So there was Substance, or I think it was the second version of this release, and they had a different camera where you could actually move it, instead of it being fixed like in 1 and 2. It's not the best, but it's okay. Captions on, brightness should be fine, everything there's fine, okay, cool. I went back by accident. I think you can change this? Oh no, you can speed it up and slow it down. Oh yeah, that's right. This is what you do, you can invert it. That slows it down. There we go. I remember there was something you could do in the menu there. So, these have some different things. I'm probably going to go... I don't know what these two do, but I know what these two do. So doing this during the opening cutscene, if you've chosen this, Snake is wearing the, what do you call it? He's wearing the mask that you have to use later. It makes for a bit of a funny bit, but also, you know, I'm not going to go with that, don't worry. But if you choose this one, I believe the only difference is it lets you choose Extreme and Hard. Oh no, okay, yeah, Extreme and European Extreme. So there you go. Anyway, we're just gonna go normal.
After the end of World War II,
You tell him, David.
The world was split into two, East and West.
I mean, Hater,
This
not
marked
Snake.
the beginning of the era called
This
the
isn't
Cold
Dave.
War.
It's not Dave and his pack of smokes this time. David Hayter. Suzette Minet, Laurie Allen, Neil Ross, Josh Keaton. Jim Ward, Brian. Ha! Imagine having the surname Cummings. I am a 12-year-old today. 5:30 AM, August 24, 1964, Pakistani airspace.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
So yeah, during this scene, Snake would instead be wearing a mask, which is Raiden.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
Man, this one's so good. I think for a lot of people, this is their favorite game, and understandably so. It's really good.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask.
It does make for a funny bit,
Does this
the
Pennywise
opening,
know what
if
he's
you're
doing?
wearing the Raiden mask, but I didn't want to do it.
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Ah, but he's too cool for that.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Should they have been... Were they doing the depressurization while he didn't have his mask? I don't think they should. I mean, I guess it's not. Yeah, there's the logo again.
Sunrise.
It's not entirely airtight, I mean, it's... But still. I mean, the mask is, but...
External temperature minus 46 degrees
The
Celsius.
whole suit isn't.
2 minutes to drop off.
What do I know? I don't know what I'm saying. Shut up, don't listen to me.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour.
So I can only imagine how uncomfortable it would have been wearing that mask over another mask
Move to the rear.
if you are doing the
This
MGS2
is
one.
one for the history books. The world's first Halo jump.
That means high
10
altitude,
seconds
low
to
opening,
drop off. Stand by.
I believe. I actually don't know if it's low opening in
Status
particular, but it is
okay.
high altitude.
All green.
Prepare for drop-off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3,
You don't show up on radar then.
1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
I sure hope the knife doesn't fall out of its sheath on our leg. Alright, now he's just showing off. Hit here.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the Virtuous mission.
Virtual mission.
No, the Virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit.
I don't know how it sounds
Seeds will be
through the
officially
streams.
organized
It is a
into
bit quiet on my end, but it might just be my own.
Sounds like
Volume.
some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
I'm actually going to turn up the game a bit.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles.
Ah, the Cold
His
War.
name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau.
What was with the
one of
Russians
Soviet's
and
top
just
secret
fucking
weapon
letters on
research
everything?
facilities.
It's them and the
He's the
Germans as well.
foremost
They were
expert on
more
weapons
close than you'd
development.
think. Just like, not letters, sorry, just
Sokolov.
like, let's
Isn't
just
that
stick
famous
numbers on the
rocket
end of
scientist?
things.
The very same.
Oh, the Russian name over
On
U-boats?
April
Oh,
12th,
U something.
1961,
Something.
The Soviets achieved the
Yeah,
first
the
manned
Soviets name their
spaceflight
facilities?
in history.
Numbers.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken.
Yes, thank
The
you,
rocket that
Gagarin.
carried Yuri Gagarin into orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the
So they say he was the first one up there. I'd say he was the first one that came back
After
alive.
Gagarin's flight, Sokolov
It might have sent others up that didn't make it, and so they
become the
didn't
head of
announce
the
it.
newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story. So why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
He's a regular old,
Call it a crisis of
Oh
conscience.
god, what's the fucking guy's name?
He left his
Oppenheimer.
country and his family behind and went over the fence.
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first.
Is this
and
actual
succeeded in
footage of
sneaking
people
Sokolov
crossing
over
the
Berlin
Iron
Wall
Curtain?
shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600
bet
miles
he's
to
not
get
a,
from the research facility in the Soviet Union
Well,
to
yeah,
Berlin.
I mean, I don't know where
He
it
in no
was
condition to say anything
compared to
coherent.
East Berlin.
And it was only a week later that we had something much
He's
bigger
not
on
a,
our
he's not the most active fella.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
Fucking Fidel!
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range
Hey, yeah.
missiles in Cuba.
Hey, Fidel!
The President demanded that the
Get
Soviets
rid of them
remove
nukes.
the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down.
Hey, it's
placing
Nikita.
their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff.
Do they communicate through
Finally, on
through
October
newspapers?
28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba.
Or was that just something Khrushchev
so the world
said
avoided a nuclear holocaust.
after the
But
fact?
in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no
Convenient.
strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies
Turkey
around
even
the
in
world.
NATO
So
still?
what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets
Bloody
pulled
weather
out of
here.
Cuba just to get their
Why is
hands on
it hot?
Sokolov?
Why is summer so
That's
hot
right.
here?
What the
It's
hell was
quite
he
sunny
working
and
on?
it's like 3 days away.
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either
He
give
didn't
up
tell them what it
Sokolov
was?
or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got
Alright,
Sokolov to the
Nikita,
hospital.
I'll
Had
give you
him
that
over
nerd.
agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision.
Good for him.
What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Not that much difference.
Technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent
walk?
nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selinoyarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him
Snake's
there
gonna
just
fuck them
recently.
cliffs.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us.
How did you get in contact? Whee! More parachute dropping! Yay! Okay, now it's suddenly much louder.
Listen up, Jack.
So you can
Your
go first
mission
person
is
in
to infiltrate
cutscenes. There are some
Selinoyarsk
hidden
and
ones and some it
Soviet
tells you.
rebels.
I
Ensure the
mainly
sectors
get the
are
ones it
off and
shows
bring
me.
him back to the west.
You can easily get all of them. There's a trophy for it if you just hold R1 through every cutscene. Because it will automatically put you into it.
If we don't get
There's one at
Sokolov
the end
back
of the
before
game
that
which also
weapon is
gets you a
complete,
specific trophy,
we'll
but
be
I'm not
facing
getting
a
it.
major crisis.
It's kind of like with the Vampire
clock is
trophy,
ticking.
but where I got that one by sheer luck, the fact that it picked up on it, didn't have a trouble finding it like in the
Once
the
we
past.
confirm the rescue,
Anyway, if you look up
Sokolov,
there, look at
stand
this
by at the
Fox logo,
recovery
ain't that
point.
cute?
A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes.
Cool.
Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat proven.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
You will be. You'll have no choice.
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over
He's
the
not a
border in
fat
a
man,
single
so yeah.
combat talent?
It's actually quite skinny.
She's equipped with two 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as two 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
What happens if you take more than
All
4
in time
hours?
for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong,
You'll be eating dinner, breakfast.
and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
I always found that smile weird. It made me think I was like a... Oh, we're up to something criminal and suspicious, we're gonna fuck Snake over, but nah, they don't. Just how I always viewed that. Although technically at this point he's not given his code name. He gets given in like 5 minutes. If that. It's as soon as we land. Why they didn't tell him his code name before he landed, I don't know. I love how we're not meant to have been here, but he just drops everything on the ground, and I think he leaves it. The whole point is every single thing that we have, we're meant to take back with us. Like any expended magazines, any expended shells, he's meant to bring that back.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code
Here's
names
some personal
to refer
data
to
you
each
can get
other.
on these characters.
Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on.
Hell yeah.
You're not to mention your real name.
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
Like the others, you
Yeah.
can move these around a
I'm
bit.
glad to hear that.
I don't
know
think
if I'd
Snake
ever
can,
order
like,
one in a
we can hear his
restaurant,
thoughts, I'm not gonna
Be
try to.
careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
I get what says zero here, it'll
Let's
change
see.
in just a second.
I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom. This will be
Yeah,
a
updates
sneaking
now.
mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of
Naked Snake the
infiltration
Major
is
Tom.
the
Shut up.
Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procure on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me.
You can
about
get naked.
Snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been
Fucking
issued a
figure it
knife and
out.
Tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
You better go get it.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button. I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake?
Yep.
Go get your backpack.
I would argue this is both my favorite and least favorite codec for all these games. The reason we have a calorie, mate. The reason is I don't even know we could access options here. You know, the reason is there's a lot of options, but I'm not the biggest fan. I mean, it's the 60s, so of course you don't see the faces. I still think that ones little, like, you know, the pixely look of their faces might be my favorite. Here's my calorie, mate. What do I have on me? I've got my revival pill. Of course, it's in my tooth. We got a snake around here. Also, speaking of which, if you look at the a leg where you can see the knife. If I take it out, like in the last game, look at that. It's now in my hand. Anyway, where's that snake? There it is. Oh, no, that's not a snake. Oh, it's a frog! Frog! Thank you. Oh, also, mushroom. I'll try to get as many of these as I can. I'm not following a guide for it. I looked at it. There is that trophy for getting everything. There's trophies for all of them. But, I'll try to find as many as I can on my
Snake,
own.
first you need to find that backpack you lost on the way down. Your backpack got caught on a tree to the north. Try heading in that direction.
Yeah, cool. You have anything else to say yet? Tom?
Snake, you said your back...
Alright, he's not going to say anything till I get my bag back. Can I climb up over that one? No? Okay. Yep. There's Snake. Nice. Tree. Where's this tree? There it is. You're going to tell me how to crawl? Also, if you look up in the top right, you can see my camo index, because that also helps me stay invisible. This one probably has the most crawling besides maybe Metal Gear 2. Got it. It's Tom.
I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake. To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose Weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the Enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from Item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this mission. After you've been out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop. If your stamina gets too low, it'll affect your performance.
At that point,
You
start.
won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either
Way
your
ahead of you.
tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun?
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire.
Which is
Once
neat.
its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger happy with it. The suppressor's
you
durability
go
is
tell me
shown
what to
in the
do.
icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying now, you'll have to find as you go.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
It's
Solo
Tom's.
covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure.
I like how they say that. It's their
Can't leave
first
any traces of
mission.
your presence. No
I guess they
weapons,
trained
equipment,
for it.
Footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same goes for bullets and cartridges too.
That's my
Your
point.
presence in enemy territory
anything we
is
have,
already
we
a
technically are
violation
meant to be
of
taking
international
back.
conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word.
Cool.
And there'll be no rescue if
Why
you're
not called
captured.
Ghost Snake then?
The military and US government will deny any involvement.
Oh
in
man,
the
Ghost Snake. That reminds me of
Then I'll just have to take care of myself.
Resi 6.
huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
Cool.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So, how do I come back to life?
Just take
You
the
don't.
revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Nope.
Correct. The mission rests entirely in your hands.
We are
Real
alone.
one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition.
She is
Acting as a
amazing!
medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
She.
Yes, let's introduce
Hello,
her.
Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
She's
As
brilliant.
in a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
And they call you Jack.
I thought she
for
knew
short.
it.
You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield.
Nemo is
After a
Latin
week,
for
No
nobody.
one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
Yep.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency, 140.96.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
And you can
That's
call her
right.
individually. That's
It
what I like
also
about this one.
records the state of your health.
Unlike with the
Good to
others
know.
where, you know, you
There's
couldn't
one
like
more
call
person I
mailing
want to
for whatever
introduce
or
you to,
call
Snake.
Rose for whatever, it was only to save.
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you?
What?
A legendary soldier and your mentor.
The boss?
Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
Boss is?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Cool.
Jack, is that you? How
Yeah,
many
there she
years
is.
is it then?
Boss?
That's right. It's me.
Age unknown. Birth date unknown.
Talk to
Birthplace
me.
unknown. Address
Let me hear
unknown.
your voice.
Wow, we know nothing about him.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
But who's counting?
You've lost weight.
The
You
fuck
can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top secret mission. You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you
Like
everything
what?
you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
Just
How
come
to think like a soldier?
You just
I
figure that
can't
out.
teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing.
Yeah,
They
like in the
change
war.
along with the times.
The
Yesterday's
Soviets
good
and the
might be
Americans were
tomorrow's
technically on the
evil.
same side against Russia, and then as soon as it was over, there was
No,
literally
it
a
had nothing
thinking
to
of
do
like,
with you.
can we
I
go get rid
already
of
told
Russia
you, Jack.
now and
I was on a
kill
top
Stalin?
secret mission.
And
A
then they
soldier
decided,
has
you know
to
what, we
follow
kinda
whatever
can't do
orders
that.
he's
There aren't
given.
enough British
It's not his
soldiers
place
left,
to
and
question
the
why.
Americans were done
But
with
you're
this
looking
war
for a
2
reason
years
to
ago,
fight.
even though
You are a
even though they joined it in
natural-born
1941.
fighter, but you're not quite a soldier.
I think they were done
A
with it in
soldier is a
1942, they were
political
already
tool,
over it.
nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier.
Did they join? I don't even
Right and
remember. Was it
wrong
41 or
have no
42?
place
I
in
can't
his
remember. When
mission.
was Pearl
He
Harbor?
has no enemies and no friends.
All the events of history just
Only
blend together at
the
one point.
mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job done. I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end,
Code
you
Lock.
have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
Then who does?
The times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
Foreshadowing.
The only thing we
Foreshadowing.
can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your code name is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra Unit,
Cobras.
a group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero backing
Never
you
heard
up,
of
you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes?
It's good to hear your voice again.
Same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive?
Wow, you're
Snake,
safe in a submarine.
You are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC? Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Thanks.
Where are you, boss? Next to the Major?
The boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Yes. Sneaking.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Yes. We can go from knife to gun in one action.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Alright. Did it auto... Oh, thank Christ, because I can remember them, but it still is a lot if I had to put them in the first time. Alright.
Saving the game, Snake?
Yeah, let's do that. Yes.
Hey, Snake, you ever heard of Godzilla King of Monsters?
I have, but I don't know how you have. It doesn't come out for another 2
It's
years.
a movie. You haven't seen it?
Nope.
It's about this monster called Godzilla, who grows to an enormous size in a nuclear test and goes on a rampage in Tokyo.
Nuclear test, huh? Then the Marshall Islands must be crawling with giant monsters right about now.
It's just make-believe.
Maybe that's why my pants have been so tight lately.
I don't know.
Snake, it's a
Why do I
movie,
think it was-
not a report out of Los
Huh,
Alamos.
never mind. It's 10 years earlier. Why do I think it
So
came
then what
after?
happened?
Godzilla is
mind.
immune to all weapons,
This is
and humanity
1964,
has
so
no
it's
way to
technically
stop
10
the
years
monster.
ago.
Dr. Shirazawa develops a new type of weapon, but meanwhile, Godzilla is getting closer and closer to Tokyo, obliterating
I've seen it.
everything
It's
in its path.
interesting.
It was originally a Japanese movie, but they made an American version too. I recommend seeing the original Japanese one if you ever get the chance. It's mostly mindless fun, but it's also got a serious anti-nuclear...
I don't know if I'd call it mindless fun. It's very slow.
You'll just have to go to Japan.
Really? That's too bad.
Well, if you wait 40 years, you might be able to see it in America too.
Why's that?
2004 will be Godzilla's 50th birthday.
You think they're still going to be making Godzilla movies then?
They came out with one
course. Everybody loves
just a
Godzilla.
few weeks ago.
You sure know a lot about movies.
I don't suppose you're the movie-watching type, are you?
Not really.
Okay, then I'll tell you everything I know. When the going
Thanks.
gets tough, movies...
It's better
can
than
save lives.
Rose. You should
It's
just tell
always
us
good
about
to be able to look at
movies.
things from a
Like
different
Rose, who just
perspective when you
fucking
get in
bitched at us about what
That's
day
the
it is
magic
tomorrow.
of movies.
No kidding. Well, I guess it might at least make a nice distraction.
That's the spirit, Snake. Have a little fun.
I'm always having fun. Okay, give me 1 second. It's bloody hot. I want to do something about that. Nice, I'm back. Tom, talk to me.
Sokolov should be at the abandoned factory to the north, so head in that direction. Snake, intelligence indicates that that area is outside the enemy's cordon,
Cool.
so
Oh,
you
nice.
shouldn't have
Spot.
any unexpected encounters
Yeah,
with
spot.
enemy patrols. I think it will be a good idea to take this time to get accustomed to using your camouflage, hunting for food, and navigating the survival viewer. If you have any questions about camouflage or CQC, ask the boss. The boss's frequency
Yep.
is
I know.
141.80.
You already told us.
Paramedic is the medical correspondent for this
Well,
mission.
we'll be talking to her a
Ask
bunch
her
anyway.
about hunting for
She
food
has a
and
lot of interesting
medical
stuff to say.
Also, she has documents detailing flora and fauna in the operation locale. Contact her if you need detailed information on any of the plants and animals in your area. Paramedic's frequency is 145.73. Snake, remember that this operation is a solo sneaking mission.
Yes.
We'll be providing you with support over the radio, but out in the field, you're on your own. There's no backup. And there's no way you'll survive a battle with a large enemy contingent.
Not with that attitude.
Avoid engagement whenever possible. Your highest priority in this mission is staying out of sight. Snake, did you find food?
Yeah.
You sound happy.
I am.
Do you know how to eat it?
Then
Then let me explain. To eat food, press the
Doesn't know how
start
to eat
button
food.
to enter the survival viewer, then select food. Select the food you want to eat and press the enter button. Select eat and you
Yep,
will eat
I
the
know how to
selected
eat food game.
When you eat,
Just
you will
perfect.
recover your stamina, but the extent of recovery depends on what you eat. When your stamina is down only slightly, you should save your tastier morsels for later. But don't leave food for too long or it'll rot. This is where a little planning ahead goes a long way.
Besides eating food, you can throw it at enemies to confuse them.
Yes.
So remember, food is not just for eating.
I'd be confused too
Be
if all of a
creative.
sudden someone chucked a some ramen noodles at me.
Snake, when your stamina gets low, it negatively affects your physical abilities. You've got to replenish your stamina before it runs out.
The gauge below your life gauge is your stamina gauge.
I know, game.
It shows, as the name suggests, your remaining stamina. As you consume stamina,
Wish we didn't have
your
to worry about
natural
the,
life regeneration is slowed, and your energy
other
gain.
crap like this
Your
tutorial
O2
shit for
gauge
now.
and grip gauge also become shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Excessively low stamina can often impede your mission
That's the other thing. Our
objectives.
health will come back on its
Make
own
sure
as
you
well, which is
replenish
nice.
stamina before that occurs. Eat food to recover stamina. Capture plants and animals to get food. I have information on the local plants and animals, so don't hesitate to ask. My frequency is
Yep, shut up.
Your actions can lower your stamina. The more demanding the activity, the more stamina consumed.
Exactly. Walking slowly will conserve stamina, while actions like rolling, crawling, and stalking consume large
Which
amounts
is
of it.
weird because you're
Try your
moving
best to avoid
slowly.
unnecessary actions in order to conserve stamina.
Snake, use the survival viewer to pick your...
Yep. She's... How much else?
Major.
Oh, here we go.
What is it?
It's about your code.
Ah, here we get this one.
Major Tom?
Yeah, where'd you get that name?
From a tunnel.
A tunnel?
That's right.
Yeah, it's a great escape.
Snake, have you seen the movie The Great Escape?
Dun,
No.
dun, dun,
It's a
dun.
movie about a determined group of Allied POWs trapped in a German
dun,
POW
dun,
camp
dun,
to
dun.
plan an escape. The
dun,
POWs dig 3
Dun,
tunnels for their
dun,
escape.
dun, dun,
They named them Dick,
dun, dun,
Harry,
dun,
and
dun,
Tom.
dun, dun, dun.
I see. So Tom was an escape tunnel. Did they make it?
Out of the camp? Of course.
Yeah, but one got found. Which one got found? Funny enough, it was Tom.
Eventually they do make it out.
I get it now. So Tom was the tunnel they used to escape.
Yes, that's right.
What is it?
Well, actually, I'm not sure if I remember correctly. Oh, it's all right. It's Tom, Snake. Tom is the escape tunnel. Yes, no question about it.
At this point, Zero was like,
Snake, in order
"Fuck!"
to carry out the
I,
mission without
fucked up.
being spotted, you must learn to detect an approaching enemy well ahead of time.
Yes.
Press the first-person view button and use the first-person view to constantly check your
That's
surroundings
weird because it's
as
not
you proceed.
L1.
Press the first person view button to switch to the first person view. In first person view, you can look
Okay,
at your
that's really weird. I don't know why that was saying that. L1 just moves the camera right to your back. That's how you look around. I should have taken off the suppressor before I did that. Anyway, there's a trophy. Capture any animal alive. Here's another trophy. Nope. Can I... Here we go. Oh, no, I can't do it yet. How do I, There we go. Here we are. That should be enough. No? Let me try again. That's gotta be enough. There he goes. So yeah, make him throw up. There's a trophy for that. And now we can look down at it.
Sokolov should be at the abandoned factory to the north, so head in that direction.
Go north!
You can use an equipped...
Yeah, okay. Paramedic!
I see you've captured a giant
Paramedic, I
anaconda.
threw up!
The giant anaconda is believed to be the largest snake in the world in terms of weight and diameter. It's not poisonous, but its large size makes it extremely powerful.
I
They
bet.
say it even eats crocodiles. Its only natural predator is man.
And snake.
And snake.
Got it. So how does it taste?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
I'm glad I didn't disappoint you. So,
Well, the guide says it tastes all right.
good. I'll have to try some.
Ugh. I see you caught yourself a reticulated python. The reticulated python is said to be the longest snake in the world. The biggest ones can grow up to 10 meters in length.
Cool.
Although they're not poisonous, they're still very dangerous, so be careful around them. They have a highly ferocious temperament, and they can swallow whole, even large animals like deer and pigs.
I've seen him eat
Their most
deer, it's
distinguishing
creepy.
feature is the mesh
They
pattern
have
of
to,
their
like,
scales.
stick their
This pattern acts as a highly
trachea
effective
out
massive
from the side of their
camouflage.
mouth so they can breathe
If
as
you
they're
think there might be a
eating
reticulated python
their
about,
prey.
pay close
It's
attention to your
gross.
surroundings. Otherwise, you could get bitten before you even know it's there. It's a huge
It would
snake,
hurt.
but
It's not
you
gonna
should be
kill
able to
you, but it would
capture it
hurt.
alive by using the tranquilizer gun. I'll bet if you capture one and throw it at an enemy, it'll give him a good scare.
I'd be scared too if someone threw a snake at me.
Right. But how do they taste?
Huh?
Do they taste good?
You're actually going to eat one.
Why else would I be asking?
Cannibal.
What was that?
Nothing. Let's see what the guide says. Ah, you're in luck. It says they taste pretty good.
Good. I can hardly wait.
Ugh.
Jesus, woman.
I see you've
I
caught a
have to
tree
eat
frog.
food to survive.
The tree frog is a green frog that's found throughout Asia. It's arboreal,
cool. I like
spending
'em.
most of its time in shrubs and bushes. Use the
They go
tranquilizer
hippity-hoppity,
gun to
floppity,
catch one
floppity.
alive. I bet you could scare an enemy good if you toss one at
I'd be
him.
scared too if someone threw a frog at
But
me.
the tree
I like
frogs that live
frogs.
in that jungle
They're
are a
fun.
lot bigger than ordinary
go
tree
hop, hop.
frogs.
They've got an appetite, huh?
You've got a one-track mind, don't you? But seriously, that is one theory. However, there are people who think it's a mutation caused by nuclear testing and waste from the research facility.
Do you think they're safe to eat?
You want me to find out?
Is that all you ever think about?
What else is there?
Lots.
Like what?
Like why a frog would get so big in the first place. Whether it's a temporary phenomenon created by a unique environment, or a permanent mark of evolution, or a product of
Oh,
the
I don't
toxic
know. Let
waste
me
coming
go
out of
ask
the
that
research
guy
facility.
Darwin. He can tell you all
If it
about
is
why
the waste
certain
that's
animals
causing it,
that are the
then it
same
means humans are interfering
species
with
of the exact same
ecosystem.
type can have
It
somewhat
really makes you
slightly
think about
different
the changing relationship
looks to
between-
them,
This isn't
depending on where they are.
Oh, fine. Be that way.
Which, yeah, I mean, is fascinating at his time, but
You
now
mean, is it
nowadays it's
edible?
just so old
Yeah.
hat that everyone kind of knows about it.
I guess it's probably okay.
It's a frog. It's not
Probably.
poisonous.
I don't know. The guide doesn't say anything.
Pretty useless guide, if you ask
I don't know
me.
if frog tastes nice. I've
Well,
never eaten
try
it.
one
I
for
know
dinner
people
and you
eat
can
frog
help
legs.
improve it.
Namely the French. The French also eat snails, so I don't think we can really trust them on their palate.
I see you found some Russian oyster mushrooms. The Russian oyster mushroom is an edible variety that belongs to the Shimeji family.
Cool.
It's known to be particularly rich in vitamin B1 and niacin.
What's
Apparently,
niacin?
it's usually found growing on tree stumps and hollow logs, so look there if you want to eat some. I see you found some Siberian inkcap mushrooms.
These ones taste gross.
The Siberian
remember.
inkcap is a mushroom from the inkcap family. Its life cycle is transitory. As soon as the spores mature, the cap starts to turn black, liquefy, and melt away.
Disgusting.
And that's why they call it an ink cap.
That's right. It doesn't really turn to liquid, but you get the idea. In its immature state, before it melts away, it's valued as a source of food. Just be sure not to eat them while you're drinking alcohol.
Why?
Why's that?
Ink caps contain coprin, which inhibits the function of aldehyde dehydrogenase. This prevents the body from breaking down alcohol, causing a buildup of acetaldehyde.
Meaning?
Meaning it will give you the hangover from hell.
Cool.
Oh. Wait a minute.
What?
You think I'd drink alcohol in the middle of a mission?
Wouldn't you?
Hell no.
Well, I'm knocking a shot back now.
What?
Just teasing you.
She's on a plane.
Oh, come on. Where's your sense of humor?
I need a drink.
Snake, that area is inhabited by magpies.
Ah, the bird.
Magpies are members of the crow family. They're distinguishable by
I
their
know all
beautiful
about
dark
'em.
blue and white
I got
bodies
swooped
and
by
their
one when I
long
was a
tails.
youngin'.
Their favorite food is
It hurt.
insects, but they'll
Head was
also
bleeding.
eat small fish, acorns, and fruit. They're omnivores, which means...
They'll eat anything.
Right, just like you, huh? If you use
Out
the
here, we
tranquilizer
kill 'em.
gun, you should be able
Oh,
to
okay.
capture magpies
Down
alive.
south they kill them.
Okay.
Victoria, they have
So
to
how
cull
do they
them.
taste?
You always ask me that.
Naturally. So,
I've never heard of anybody actually eating a magpie, but I suppose there's no reason you couldn't.
you don't say.
It's a bird.
I see you have a calorie mate.
Yeah.
Hungry mate.
The thing you're holding now?
Oh, the little block that looks like a cookie?
Try it, it's pretty good.
Okay. But what is this thing? Never seen anything like
Maybe
it.
Calorie Mate was the one that
Calorie mate
that
is an
that
energy
is
supplement. It contains
anachronistic.
all the proteins, lipids, vitamins, carbohydrates, and
I know there was
minerals
something
needed
in
for a
this that
balanced
definitely
diet.
was. I remember.
It's a well-balanced food. Because of that, it's just perfect for giving your body the nutrition it needs in combat.
It sounds like a space-age food.
Real astronaut food is not very good, but that should taste fine.
Yeah.
Aha!
Yeah,
Yes, the
balance
Calorie
out
Mate
this
is
jungle
the
food.
anachronistic one.
It's
It was
easy
first
and
released in
quick to eat,
1983.
So it's perfect when you're running late for an important mission
So yeah,
in the morning.
there you go.
I've never been late for a mission.
Really? Aren't you always keeping people waiting?
Huh?
It's easy to keep track of your calorie intake and receive the nutrition your body needs, so it's good for losing weight, too. All of the geisha girls in Japan use it for watching their calories.
Is that why they're all so slim?
Right. And any diet where you eat nothing at all is bad for the body.
I see. You seem to know a lot about Japan, don't you?
World's first
Yes,
weeb.
I love Japan. A fruit called the Russian false mango grows in that area.
Yeah, I bet it does.
The Russian false mango is a mango-like fruit found
Trying to get as
only
many
in
of these as I can.
Salino-Yarsk.
There's multiple
The
trophies for getting
egg-shaped
different
fruit is
things.
sweet and tangy with a pleasing aroma. just
Getting
like
all
a mango.
mushrooms, getting all fruit, getting all
Also, the
frogs,
seeds
getting
can
all
be used to
snakes,
make
getting
a
all
medicine
birds,
that
getting all
aids in
fish.
digestion.
I think that's it.
It might come in handy if you ever have an upset stomach.
Oh,
that
no medicine.
area is home to the reticulated python.
Okay, sure, you told us about that.
Snake, that area...
Yeah, you already told us about those. Cool. Boss!
Camouflage is an
I think all she's gonna do
indispensable
is
tool
give
when you're
us...
sneaking
I'm
through
probably
the
not gonna talk to
jungle.
the boss much,
To use camouflage,
because she's just gonna just be tutorialing us that on stuff we don't need.
visibility is poor.
Yeah, great, cool.
You can only use. I see you're wearing the.
Oh,
olive
she'll tell us
drab
about what we
uniform.
all got equipped. Okay. I'll listen to that.
Olive drab, or OD for short, is what you might call the pre-camouflage uniform. Plain-colored OD fatigues are still worn by infantry today, but they'll be replaced sooner or later by patterned camouflage. As you can see, it's got no colors or markings on it.
I actually
so of
don't even
course
know
it
what
won't make
the
a very
infantry
effective
uniform is
disguise.
here, or what
You
their
should
equipment
change
is
into
here.
some other type of camouflage as soon as you can.
You don't tell me what to do.
The gun you're using is a test model of a suppressor-equipped pistol currently in development by the Navy that's been modified by the CIA into a tranquilizer gun. The suppressor-equipped pistol it's derived from is itself being developed for use by special forces based on the M39.
The Mark 22.
That's what they're going to call it if they decide to adopt it for
It's a
official
suppressor.
use. It uses a slide lock mechanism that will keep the firing sound down to a minimum.
But I'll have to reload it by hand every time I fire, right?
Right. You won't be able to fire multiple shots at once, so make every shot count. Aim for the enemy's vital spots. There's
Can do
talk of
that.
designing the Mark 22 to accommodate special subsonic rounds, but for this mission, you'll be using specifically designed tranquilizer rounds. In a way, these tranquilizer rounds are like miniature syringes. When one of them strikes a target, the impact causes a needle contained within to shoot out. At the same time,
Now that she's actually telling us about
chemicals
nuclear
inside
stuff,
the
I will
round are
actually
mixed to
read
create a
her.
gas.
If she was just going to be telling us about how CQC works, I don't care.
Into the target.
It's
You
more
can
interesting
knock
getting him
out
to tell
an
me about
enemy
my
immediately
weapons.
by shooting them in the head. But if you shoot them in the arm or leg, the tranquilizing agent will take some time to set in. Aim carefully.
She didn't tell us about the splitter makeup?
Normally, you would ask a fellow soldier how well your camouflage is working. But this is a solo sneaking mission, so nobody out there is on your side. You have to determine how well your camouflage is working by yourself.
Camouflage is weird. The one I found
know.
weirdest in the
Don't
war
worry, that's what the camo index is for.
was naval camouflage.
The camo index
How they were
tells you
able to
how well
camouflage
you've imitated
ships.
the
It
surroundings.
doesn't
The higher
make
the
sense
index,
because you look
the
at them
more
normally and it's like, oh
well-responsive
yeah,
you are.
that stands out a lot. But
With
then,
a high enough camo
you know, in
index,
actual
you can
out in the
even fool
ocean,
enemies
somehow
inches
it
away.
worked. It's weird.
If you are in an area where encounters are a high concern, keep your camo index high.
Oh,
Got
we
it?
will be. We'll be changing our camouflage plenty.
In my day, I did my share of sneaking into enemy territory.
You mean since World War II?
Yeah, mostly snatch missions.
Snatch mission. That's where you abduct an enemy officer without killing him, right?
Right. That's where I got the original idea for CQC. In a snatch mission,
Isn't that
taking
called
out the
kidnapping?
target's escorts by shooting them is not an option. If the enemy hears the gunshot, they'll know there's an intruder and tighten security. And the target will sense danger and try to get away.
You needed a way to take out the guards and secure the target without making a sound.
That was the idea. The CQC style that you and I developed is based on the techniques I cultivated during those missions. So,
First time I've heard this.
huh?
You've never told me any of this before.
I didn't?
No. Why? Why didn't you tell me this before? Why now?
Maybe she's feeling
I
nostalgic.
have my reasons. This is a solo sneaking. Choose battle.
Okay, that's everything. Does she saying anything else? Well, yeah, we also have directional microphones, and here you can see all the stuff we got. We got sonar, we got motion detector, we got an AP sensor, we got a cigar, we got a scope. You also notice that certain things, it doesn't show it here, it'll show us in the bag. You can see how much everything weighs, and that'll basically help you decide what you want to use. I'm actually going to take away a lot of it. The sonar's one of the heaviest. Actually, why is the sonar heavier than the motion detector? Anyway, sonar's useful. Binoculars, we'll keep... most of this is fairly fine to hold on to. That'll be okay. Where is a bird? I want to get a magpie. That's the way out of here. There's a magpie. How do I use it again? Yeah, it is L3, that's what I thought. I'm noticing a problem. Game? You wanna work? Something doesn't add up. Let me check. I just hold it. Doi! Okay, well, it didn't work there. Annoyingly, it's gonna raise it no matter what. Great. If you use it, it will... If you use the sonar, it does alert birds, which is what I was doing there. So we can find one. Anyway, we got some ammo. By alert birds, what it does, because it makes a noise, the birds, if they're in bushes or if they're hiding, they'll wake up and they'll scatter. That's something new up there. Let's see if I can find a mango. Mango, 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 mango. I hear a bird. Where is it? Is that it? Is that in there? Where are you? Bird. Bird. Is there a bird around? There it is. Nice. Got one. We got some life med. Hell yeah.
Snake,
Yes.
What's up, boss?
don't you what's up me.
Whoa, what have I done?
Okay then, what is it?
I'm talking about your camouflage. Why aren't you using it?
Oh,
When you don't use any camouflage at all, you stick out like a sore thumb.
I haven't had to use it
Didn't you
yet.
listen to a
Damn it,
word I
boss.
said?
well, I was listening, but
Then start using your camouflage.
You don't tell me what to do, you're not my mum.
Is that clear?
yeah.
You're not gonna tell me about the,
It
sonar?
takes more than just
Maybe she doesn't.
camouflage. Hunters have known
Maybe she doesn't.
to place a
Oh well. We'll get someone else later who does. Alright, let's get another quick trophy. So there's the magpie. There we go. Trophy. Whee! And where life medicine acts like rations in this, it's what heals you. Because there are rations, but those are for, what do they do? They're just for food. Anyway, we also got digestive medicine from that.
Snake, that area should be inhabited by tree frogs. The tree frog is a green frog that's found throughout Asia.
Apologies,
It's
I had to scratch
arbor-
my ear. Ooh, I knocked my
You
mic.
should be able to find Russian oyster mushrooms in
Oh,
that
shit.
area.
There we go.
The Russian oyster...
Forget about that one. Okay, cool. New area! Dermujit Swampland.
That area is inhabited by Indian gavials.
Ah.
The Indian gavial is a crocodile,
It's a crocodile.
that originally lived in freshwater regions in India and Nepal.
Why are they here?
Crocodiles way out here.
We are in
They're
Russia.
captive crocodiles that were brought here
We're
for
not too far
research
from
purposes,
Pakistan,
but
I
escaped
assume.
and
We had to
became
fly
wild
over
again.
Pakistani airspace to get
Indian
here.
gavials are large creatures. Adult males grow to over 6 meters in length. You'll never catch one alive, even if you use the tranquilizer gun.
Well, not with that attitude.
Got it. So, how do they...
Taste? Yes, I did look into that. You know what they always say. Tastes like chicken.
Sounds delicious.
But be careful when capturing an Indian gavial. Normally they're cowardly creatures, but the ones in the forest there are belligerent.
never had
Apparently, they
crocodile.
attack humans.
What do you mean?
They weren't the direct subject of any serious research, but some think they may have become violent as a side effect of the
Yeah,
atomic
kangaroo.
research
Kangaroo's
that was
nice.
conducted nearby. Snake, you will encounter Baltic hornets' nests in that area.
Bees! Or hornets, but bees!
Baltic hornets are a variety of hornets that inhabit that area. The difference between them and
Oh,
other
yeah.
hornets is
They're
that
from
they
the
produce
Baltic.
honey in their nests. Inside the nest are larvae, pupa, and adults. You can eat them all.
Hell yeah!
In particular, the honey you find inside the nest is delicious.
Doesn't it give me bug
and
spray?
full of
Or do I get bug
nutrients.
spray from elsewhere?
It's easy to digest and helps pep you up when you're feeling tired. In short, it's the perfect survival food. Honey can also be used as a burn ointment. When honey is applied to a burn, it creates a protective coating over the skin.
Yes.
When you knock down a hornet's nest, a burn ointment will appear along with it, so don't forget to pick it up. Of course, the hornets aren't going to give up their nest without a fight. If you knock a nest down, a large swarm of hornets will come flying out, so be careful.
They're not fun to deal with.
Snake, there's a fruit called the golova growing in that area.
A Golova, you say?
Golova.
Yeah, it's a fruit that's found only in that region. It's related to the jackfruit, which is commonly found in Southeast Asia.
Jackfruit, huh?
Yep, he's a cannibal. I didn't say anything.
No, I'm sure you...
I said, I'm sure you'd like it.
Oh.
Golova means head in Russian. It's probably called that because the fruit grows
That's
about the size
pretty
of
big.
a human head. It's supposedly pretty good to eat with a uniquely sweet flavor. The fruit itself is fairly large, so you can make a meal out of it. Golovas grow directly off the trunk of the tree. If you're running low on
How much of
stamina,
the fruit
it might
is
be a
just
good
the
idea
stone?
to keep an eye on the tree trunks. The gauge below
Is that everything she's got to say?
that area.
Yep. Major Tom.
If you have any questions about
I want to ask you about other stuff.
Snake, intelligence indicates that that area is... Snake, making it harder for the enemy to...
Okay, boss.
The sooner you find the enemy,
Yep, cool. Anything else?
when you aim
Nope. Alright, and try
for the
again.
assault rifle in certain
Okay, cool. Enough of that. Especially since she's saying stuff that doesn't apply to this version because of how aiming works. Thank you, PS5. Oh well. I had wondered how that was going to go because it doesn't have the same sort of sensitive buttons. That's what PS2 and PS3 had. Oh well. Anyway, there they are. They're just chilling. And there's my hornet. Hopefully I'm far enough away that hopefully I can get to it. I don't know if I'll die in this if I'm in there too long.
stalking is a
Shut up. I know how to stalk.
in the jungle. It's absolute.
Eat food.
Now I'm gonna comment on the mud. Okay. Yeah, if you quit and save, your health and that does come back. Get up! Okay, there we go. Ooh, what's that? I want it! Ah, a suppressor. Convenient. So where are these Golovas? They mentioned something about the trunks, but I haven't seen you around. What do you want? Yeah, I'm talking to you. What do you want? Yeah? That's what I thought. Alright. Let's keep going. Also, this is how you stalk. You use the directional buttons. Moves you slower. It means that you're... Because if you walk, you'll notice that it goes from 15% to 10%. Running, it'll drop down to -5. But if I'm stalking, it'll stay whatever it was. You can do the same while crawling. In intrusion, it won't make a difference, but yeah, you can also use it while crawling. It'll keep your camo index high. Actually, I can get a trophy right here, I think. I'll use DPM. I need to get it to 95 for a trophy. That's fine. Oh, no, there we go. Is it only 90? Oh, plus 90. There's also one if you can get it to 100. There's only one natural way to do that. And that's not going to happen.
You're wearing the woodland face paint.
It just simply isn't going to happen.
The woodland face
in this
paint is
go
designed for
through.
use in forests. It'll give you a high level of camouflage.
You have to take out
in
one
a
of the
wooded
bosses
environment.
non-lethally. I'm not going for
Try
non-lethal
using woodland
for all the
paint when you're
bosses.
traveling through the forest.
They all give you different camouflage when you do. It's pretty neat.
Select
It's nice that
map
you
in
get a
the
reward from
survival
them,
viewer to
so
view
you
a
know.
map of the area
Yeah,
you're
there's a bit more
currently
reason
in.
to it besides just going no
Keep
kill.
in mind that your weapon.
Why are you not commenting? It's weird what she doesn't comment on, or is this one of the ones they don't? Because I think there's like 3 or 4 camouflage uniforms you can wear where they don't have anything to say. But she said nothing about the splitter camouflage either. Anyway, now we have enemies. Also, what camouflage we're wearing will affect cutscenes, which makes it very weird when we're wearing blackface. And if you think I'm joking...
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law. We can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy.
International law,
Don't
small.
engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
The Major.
Roger!
is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen.
Oh,
The success of the mission
We're getting
depends
the other
on
stuff
how
about her
well
there.
you use your camouflage.
she's 5'10".
Change your camouflage by
Already done
selecting camouflage from the survival viewer. The
Shush,
uniform
woman.
option lets you pick your uniform, while the face option lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if
Hence
you
why I
crawl
mentioned that in this
instead,
one I
you
crawl
should be
probably
able to
more than
sneak
any
by
other.
without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the camo index. The camo index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
I'm a tree! And, I wasn't joking. And you know what's weird? This one's more useful than you'd think. Also, hey, we got all the nationality ones. Why didn't know Australia? Why is Italy giving me a +5? Get rid of that. Go back to woodland. There we go, that's better. I actually don't mind the woodland. Splitter is not that much different from No Point Paint. Also, there's the mask. Yes, this does have a use.
Snake, do you see any tufts of grass?
I know how to crawl and hide.
Grass.
Just ordinary grass. Nothing special.
You should check it anyhow.
It's pretty thick grass, about waist high.
If you crawl into the grass, you can advance
Yeah, it'll probably be an
undercover.
intrusion.
When you do, the camera automatically switches to intrusion view. If you want to stand up again, press and hold the crawl button once more. If you press the crawl button briefly, you'll crouch in that spot. This allows you to observe things without blowing your cover. Got it?
Yeah, but
But what?
was that the only reason?
What do you mean?
You had me check it just so you could tell me that?
That's right. Pretty useful, huh?
Right.
I'm kind of with
Carry on.
Snake on this.
By all means.
What the fuck, Tom?
Even when hidden in grass, if you make a noise, your enemies will locate you. When enemies are nearby, move with slight movements of the left stick.
Yes.
That way, you can proceed with minimal disturbance.
Yes, I know how to crawl.
Snake, that region is inside the enemy's area of control.
Yep, there's enemies.
Time for the real deal.
They're scary.
The enemy is running regular patrols. You don't know when or where you might run into them. Use camouflage prudently and proceed with caution.
And don't run around like a jackass.
Snake, camouflage uniform. Snake,
Alright, cool. Anything else?
Major.
Nope, here we
you
go.
said the enemy was KGB, right?
I did.
What unit are they from? The 6th Directorate?
And look, here's some more
No,
info
the
on him.
9th
Oh,
Directorate.
The 9th.
Yes,
But I thought that was...
exactly. It's the unit that protects the Kremlin and provides bodyguards for high-level VIPs.
But they're assigned to protect party and government figures. I thought that only meant high-ranking officials and their families. And now they're being sent out to stand watch over a field exercise?
That's the idea.
pretty important then.
What's really going on?
I don't know. What I do know is that the director of the 9th Directorate is a well-known protege of Khrushchev. The Premier may have wanted to assign this mission to someone he knew he could trust.
So he can't trust any other units?
Ever since the withdrawal from Cuba, Khrushchev's position has been getting weaker day by day.
He'll be replaced by
This
Brezhnev
secret
and his
test is an act
eyebrows.
of desperation by a cornered man. If nothing else, the completion of Sokolov's new weapon in this test should help re-establish Khrushchev's authority in Moscow.
So what you're saying is, there's also a good chance that whoever doesn't want to see that happen is going to try and interfere.
Most likely, Khrushchev must have anticipated this and sent his most loyal unit, his trump card, to make sure that all goes well. Snake, be careful.
I'm always
the way
careful.
to change between stand...
Paramedic.
That area is home to the Sunda whistling thrush.
That's a bird.
The Sunda whistling thrush is a bird native to Java and Sumatra. It's distinguished by its large blue body
Wait,
and
top
long
secret.
beak. It really stands out in the forest. If you're aiming to catch one alive, use the tranquilizer gun.
Got it. So,
How does it taste?
yeah.
I don't know.
You don't
Bird.
know.
The guide doesn't say. I guess there's no reason you couldn't eat them.
I'm not surprised that half of these don't say how
But
to eat
it's
them.
nice
Most
and
people
plump,
wouldn't think
so
to.
I'm sure it'd make a hearty meal.
I don't think most people look at a bird and think, eat it. I tell you, it's this afternoon in particular, it's quite hot.
Paramedic.
What's up?
Are you a medic or a doctor?
I'm a
Fuck's the
well-respected
difference?
physician. Or I was until I joined the CIA.
How is your reputation?
My what?
Your reputation.
Oh, that.
How was it?
Why? Don't you trust me?
Nope.
That's not what I meant.
Fine then.
Uh-huh. So,
So what?
your reputation, how was it?
My, you're relentless.
Yes,
Hey,
it's important.
I'm a snake. So,
My reputation was spotless. I'm highly skilled, patient, and good-looking to boot.
What do your looks have to
Everybody
do with
wanted
it?
to see me. What else would you expect?
hmm,
No, seriously.
Incidentally, her nickname back then was Quack.
Oh, that's never good.
Major.
is that true?
Is what true?
About your nickname.
No. Well, maybe a few
Why?
people did
Why'd they
me
call her that? Was
So
it a
you
joke?
were a quack.
No. Well, yes and no. I mean, in a sense I was, but then again I wasn't.
Snake, her skills as
What?
a doctor are beyond reproach. You have my
That's
word
not
on
helpful.
Yes,
How's it feeling with
that's
confidence?
exactly what I was trying to say, Snake.
Then why did they call her quack?
that. It's because she...
Never mind that. It doesn't matter. We've got a
She
job
turns
to
into
do, and we
Donald
have to
Duck
stay
when she
focused.
orgasms.
Besides, my past doesn't have anything to do with
Because she never shuts up.
Yes.
Okay, and I am 12
no,
today.
that's not it. Snake, tell him that's not true. Say something.
I'd better get back to the mission.
Yes, you do that.
Just a minute. Snake, don't you hang up on me.
I'm hanging up on you. Boss.
Treetops, bushes.
I don't care!
There is one weapon greater than any other in battle. Do you know what that is?
Pen!
Yeah.
What?
Do we have to go through this again?
Yes,
Will. An
Oh.
unflinching will
Not
to
the pen.
survive no matter what.
exactly.
Alright, I'll go get my buddy Will then.
The will to carry out your mission and return home alive will see you through even the most
Just carrying a guy
desperate
named Will into
situations.
battle and
It's
just
the most
pointing him at him,
potent
just him
weapon
going,
in your arsenal.
making like bang
Don't
noises.
forget that, no matter what.
I'm an idiot.
If you want to survive in the jungle,
Yeah, okay, cool. Thanks, yeah. Lovely. I know how to survive.
You'll find a fruit called the Yabloko.
Oh, I love the
Moloko
Yabloko
growing in that
Moloko.
area.
It just has such a fun name.
Diablo, what now?
Yabloko Moloko. It's a Russian name that roughly translates as milk apple.
Mm-hmm.
It's a type of star apple. The juice is thick and sweet, like milk, hence the name. And if you cut
I
one
don't know
in
if I'd
half
describe milk
lengthwise,
as
you'll
sweet.
see a star-shaped ring radiating out from the center.
Hence the star apple.
Right. The star-shaped part has a gelatinous texture and is said to be especially tasty.
It sounds nice.
Sounds useful,
You're welcome.
for once.
Did you say something?
No, back to the mission.
That area's
Okay, cool. That's everything new. Now, if we get through here without being seen, we'll get a different cutscene. Thankfully, with what we've got equipped, we're fairly hidden, even when crawling. I think that's just another Siberian ink cap. I'll pick it up anyway. I think I've already gotten one. Actually, I think that... Oh, oh, oh. You want to move, Snake? There we go. I think there's something in this stump. Yes, there is. I think that's life med. No, it's bug juice! Fuck yeah. I don't know if either of them will tell me about it, but... Don't mind me!
Snake.
Boss.
I see you've got the
Ah,
survival knife.
she's gonna talk about
equipped.
the knife.
The survival knife is a necessity in the field.
Here's her info.
Press the weapon button to swing the knife. Press it repeatedly.
Laurie
to
Allen, you know who
perform
else she
a combo
voices?
attack. The knife lets you kill an enemy silently, so you should find it useful when the situation calls for stealth. In addition to fighting the enemy, you can also use the knife to capture
That's the
wild
main thing
animals.
I use it for. I don't
That
really use it
one
against the
knife
enemy.
can provide you with everything you need to survive
Aside from when
in the
I
field.
am doing some
Use it well.
CQC.
If you rapid fire the assault rifle, even while
No, okay. She won't add anything about bug juice. Does she say anything about the directional mic, perhaps?
you've got
she
a
does.
directional microphone. The directional microphone is a high-performance listening device. When you equip it, you'll go into first-person view, where the microphone will pick up sounds in whichever direction it's facing. By pointing the microphone into the forest, you can sometimes hear the footsteps of enemy soldiers lurking beyond the trees. In jungle combat, success depends on how well you can sense the enemy's
Is this a
presence.
jungle or a
Use it
forest? I don't
wisely.
know the difference. We're an American. They don't do too great in the jungles. Just look at Vietnam. Look how well that went. Now, because I want to get some trophies. There we go. Actually, what I will do is I will shoot the radio. Can we not take out radios? I'm starting to think we can't take out radios. Thought we could. Oh well. Let's go! He'll be asleep for a while there. One little, I guess you could say, downside to this game is, especially when I play it, anytime I'm in a new type of camouflage, I immediately change it just so that I'm staying hidden. Also, you'll see, if you might often see me with the sonar equipped. The main is that the Yabloko Maloko, or is that a mango? I want it anyway. The main reason I do is just to, so that I have a compass, basically. It's a globe. That's the Yabloko Maloko. Okay, I do want to pick that up. But it's quite nice to have a compass at least. The hell is that up there? Just branches or something? Alright. Oh! There we go, I got all the fruit. Look at that. Easy trophy. You know, I think there's grenades in here. Yep. Tell me about grenades, boss.
I see you're wearing the square's
That's not a
hat
grenade!
camouflage. The square's camouflage consists of a series of squares, each
Using it
varying
more in
slightly
the
in
next
color
area.
and shape from the next. It has the effect of making the contours of the person wearing it more difficult to distinguish. You'll find it especially useful against brick and rusted metal backgrounds.
Yes.
I see you found yourself an RGD-5. RGD stands for Rochnaya Granata Degtyaryeva in Russian. It basically means hand grenade of the Degtyarev design.
They're very
It's
literal.
the standard issue blast fragmentation grenade of the Soviet Army,
It's lighter than the M26.
and it carries fewer explosives as well. But I'd say it's more or less equal to an M26.
It reminds
in
me a
terms
bit of the
performance.
ones that the
Be careful, though. The
Japanese
safety
had
pin
in the
ring is on
war,
the
where they had to
opposite side.
press a
You'll be
primer on
fine
the
as
top
long as
of
you
it.
keep the safety lever pressed down with your finger.
I'll keep that in mind.
Blast fragmentation grenades use a combination of blast and shrapnel to kill their targets. This makes them effective against standing targets, but significantly less effective against targets lying on the ground. Remember that.
That's why the main thing you do with this grenade, you lie down! Okay. We are running around like a jackass at the moment, but it's because I'm gonna hide this body. I've gotta be careful. Although, don't I just have to go up here? You can just leave. There we go. Cutscene! So if you get an alert in the last area, you won't get this cutscene. Where Snake has an idea. Delightfully devilish, Snake.
Equipment captured in the field often needs to be fixed or have its parts replaced before it can be used. But you won't need to worry about that in this mission.
Cool.
Why's that?
Because your adversaries are highly trained professionals. They'll no doubt have made sure their reserve gear is in working condition.
So in other words, I can use the stuff I pick up right away?
Right. One more thing.
As long
When
as
you
it
pick
has
up a
ammo.
new item, don't forget to read its description in the window.
Yeah, otherwise you won't know what it
You
is.
said the enemy is equipped with AK-47s.
Automatic Kalishnikov.
The AK-47 is the official
If I
assault
remember
rifle
my
of the Soviet
what it stands
Army.
for, right?
It's employed not only by the Soviets, but throughout the entire Eastern Bloc. It uses 7.62 millimeter by 39 ammunitions.
It
with
was
a magazine
remarkably
capacity
effective.
of 30 rounds.
Still used now
The
in
AK is
some ways.
reliable,
Well, then again, I guess the
precise,
1911 is
powerful,
also
and
still
easy
used
to
now.
handle. In short, one of the best assault rifles there is.
1911, great example. If
Don't
it
even
ain't broke,
think
don't
about
fix it.
getting into a one-man firefight against an enemy unit equipped with AKs. Avoid battle as much as possible. Are we clear?
Cool.
You mentioned the enemy was also carrying grenades, correct?
Yeah, I have them
Those
now.
grenades are RGD-5s, the standard blast fragmentation grenade of the Soviet Army. You can protect yourself from a large part of the blast and shrapnel from a grenade by lying flat on the ground.
Yes.
If someone throws a grenade at you and you sense that you can't get away in time, get into a crawl position. It should reduce the damage to a minimum. When you see an enemy, the first...
Snake, when you knock down a hornet's
Yeah,
nest,
he's
a
gonna
large
talk about
swarm
what we
of
can do
hornets
right
will
now.
come flying out. If used wisely, this can sow panic among the enemy. But if you're not careful, the hornets may end up attacking you.
Makes this bridge a lot
If
easier.
you're attacked by hornets, wiggle the left stick around and wave your survival knife to shoo them away.
So bugs
Smoke
juice.
is another useful tool in keeping hornets away.
All
if you're
that.
attacked by hornets, I'd advise you to try using a smoke grenade.
Or you can use your
And
cigar.
if you use the insecticidal bug juice, the
I'm
hornets
fairly
will stay
certain
away
you
as
can.
long as the effect lasts. Hornets are prone to becoming agitated and aggressive when they see the color black. Their attacks will be more vicious if you're wearing black clothes. If you're attacked by hornets,
Why do they
you
do
should
that? I don't
change
know.
into
They're just
white clothes.
mean. Mean bugs.
Sokolov should be at the abandoned factory to the north, so head in that direction. Listen up, Snake. Keep in mind that this operation is strictly covert.
Yes.
Engagements should be avoided. If you must dispose of an enemy, do it with the tranquilizer gun.
That's what I've been doing.
Yup. Sweet dreams, Boy Scout.
That's right. And by the time he wakes up, you and Sokolov will be safely out of the country.
Sipping hot coffee on a plane back home.
What did you say?
Hmm?
What did you say?
Sipping hot coffee on a...
You're gonna drink that foul mud? On a victory flight home?
Okay, then. What
We'll
would
drink
you
tea
drink?
because he's
Tea,
British.
of course.
I like both tea and coffee. They're both very nice. They're both at different times.
Snake, the fake death and revival pills we gave you.
In fact, the only reason I think the Yanks got really into coffee as much as they did is because of their bitterness towards England and England's love of tea.
To send yourself into a death-like state for a limited period of time. Use it wisely, and you should be able to fool the enemy into thinking you're really dead. It may come in handy if you ever find yourself cornered. To revive yourself from the fake death state, use the revival pill. But remember, timing is critical. The effect will be ruined if you revive right in front of your enemy.
Interesting. But how does it work?
What do you mean?
I don't feel right taking some pill I don't know anything about. How does it make me look dead? How's it gonna affect my body?
Well, Snake, about that...
I get it. I should ask Paramedic. Paramedic.
Allow me to explain.
Yay.
You know how there are animals
Science.
in nature that play dead? Like weevils, ladybugs, chickadees, possums, and the like?
I don't know why possums was the
Well,
last one she said. I think that's the
fake
one
death
most
pill
people
takes
know
the
about.
natural art of playing dead and applies it to the spy world. When you take the fake death pill, it causes your body to rapidly secrete a number of chemicals.
Weevils play dead?
Adenosine and serotonin, as well as opioid peptides, such as methionine and kephalin. Those chemicals act to induce a state of hibernation, causing your heart rate, your breathing rate, and your body temperature to drop dramatically. It'll truly look like you've dropped dead upon initial inspection. The revival pill, to put it simply, is a counteracting agent to the fake death pill. When you take it, it causes your body to secrete stimulants like noradrenaline.
Snake's
and other
obviously
chemicals such as
paying a lot of
naloxone,
attention to this,
which block the
as
effects
you
of
can
the
tell
fake
from
death
how he's
pill.
moving.
Basically, it wakes you up. Does that help?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try and explain it in more detail.
Put it in
The
monkey term.
secretion of methionine and kephalin triggered by the fake death pill causes the opioid receptors.
Oh, okay. I think I get it now.
You sure?
Yeah.
But you must want to know a little bit more.
Okay,
There
in
are
monkey
three
term.
types of receptors:
Okay, what?
delta, kappa, and mu. Methionine
Oh,
and
yay,
kephalin acts on
Greek
the
letters.
Paramedic, I think Snake understands now. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah. Clear as crystal.
But
Major, I've got enough info about the pills, so I'm gonna get back to the mission now.
Yes, you do that.
Hey, wait it.
Shut up, woman.
When you're in the jungle, determining the position of your enemies is important. That's why you've been supplied with sensors. Use them well. The motion detector senses activity in your immediate
It
vicinity.
drains
However,
battery.
in the jungle, a lot of things other than your enemies are moving. Animals moving around will show up on the sensor just like anything else. Also, the motion detector is only so sensitive. Don't forget that certain enemies and animals
Yeah, if
that
something
make
is
only slight
not moving
movements
or
will not be detected.
or moving slightly, it doesn't pick
Press
up.
the left stick
That's why I
to
prefer the
initiate the
sonar.
active sonar and emit a special sonic wave.
But the
The
enemy will hear
reflected
it.
sound from the sonic
if they're
wave
close by.
reveals the positions of targeted objects. In contrast to the motion detector, the active sonar reveals still objects as well. However, there's a risk that the sound of the sonic wave will reveal your position to enemies and animals, so be careful when using the active sonar. The anti-personnel sensor vibrates when it detects human life forms. Unlike other sensors,
I find this
the
most useful in
anti-personnel
buildings.
sensor has been adjusted to react to humans only, eliminating noise from animal detection. It can detect hidden, unmoving enemies, and the use of it doesn't betray your own position. But on the other hand, its accuracy lacks a bit, as it has trouble revealing the exact position of detected bodies. Keep that in mind. When you use it during first-person view, it'll work only in the direction you're facing.
Which I think is useful.
Your sensors and other electronic devices cannot be used indefinitely. Once they're activated, they consume battery power. Remember, all items draw power from a single battery. Once your battery runs out, all electronic gear becomes inoperable. You can check your remaining battery power with the icon of any item that uses electricity.
You can get
Take
more
care
batteries.
not to waste power. The battery recharges automatically when not in use. When you want to recharge the battery, unequip all electronic devices and give it some time. The higher your stamina gauge, the faster your battery recharges.
How does that
If
work?
you want it to recharge
Don't ask me.
faster, eat food and recover your stamina. Also, if you run, roll, or do other dramatic actions, the battery will recharge faster.
Is it kinetic?
Wait a second.
What is it?
The higher my stamina, the faster my battery recharges?
That's what I said.
But what does my stamina have to do with the battery?
Oh, yes, I see what you're getting at. Let's have Paramedic explain that. Paramedic?
Yes, sir. It's because Snake's battery uses bioelectricity.
Bioelectricity.
Bioelectricity is electricity
I was about to say,
emitted
is
from
it
cells.
like a
When the
kinetic
cells of
engine or
living
something
things are
that
stimulated,
charges it?
Sodium and potassium ions move rapidly through the cell membrane's ion channel, creating a difference in electric potential. The battery uses that energy to recharge. So unless your cells have plenty of nutrients, the recharge won't work well.
I'm sure we had this shit in
Amazing the kind of
1964.
machines that are available now.
But this machine has not been made public.
Oh,
It was designed
how
by a
convenient.
scientist at the CIA's Directorate of Science and Technology.
What kind of person was he?
The person who designed it?
Yeah,
I heard he was pretty strange.
stranger than the Major?
There's nothing strange about the Major.
My tea's gone. Who drank it? How am I supposed to have tea time without tea?
Well, not too strange, at least.
Hey, my scone's gone too.
Major, what kind of place is this secret design bureau that Sokolov is heading?
The Soviets have a number of secret design bureaus like this one, each engaged in cutting-edge research. OKB-1, the bureau where the Voskhod
that
spacecraft was
one.
developed and which plays a leading role in the Soviet space program, is one of those installations. Most of them are located in secret cities built in isolated areas, and we don't even know.
Lucky
their
for the
exact
Soviets, they had a lot of
That's the
fucking
nature of their
isolated
research.
areas. Just look at all of
And
Siberia.
Sokolov's OKB-754 is the most secret bureau of them all. The intelligence communities of the West have tried time and again to find out what they're working on, but they've failed consistently.
So you have absolutely no idea what Sokolov is developing?
We've got nothing.
Then how did you get the information for this mission? It can't have been from Sokolov.
From the boss.
The boss?
That's right. She has her own intelligence channels that she cultivated during the last war. She shared what she learned with us. That we were able to get the green light for this mission at all is thanks to her pull with the powers that be at the CIA. In other words, this mission would never have come together without the boss's help in a number of respects. In the 2 years since Sokolov's asylum operation, I've spent all my time making preparations. And now is the time to show some results.
Sorry about that, I was just rushing to get some water. I thought I'll let that go. It's all fine for whatever they're saying. I probably heard it.
Fox sends individuals who excel in espionage and special tactics on solo sneaking missions like this one. A next-generation unit that combines the skills of Special Forces units like the SAS and Green Berets with the know-how...
How good
of
were the Green
infiltration
Berets?
and
Or
espionage.
they're still around.
Military politics never was my strong suit.
What I'm trying to say is stealth. This is a stealth mission,
Yes.
crucial to the coming Cold War.
Coming Cold War,
CIA
you've been in it for
director has
20
always frowned
years.
upon Fox,
Well,
but if
19.
this mission succeeds, Fox will be added to the CIA as an official unit. I intend to make Fox the leader in special operations. And to that end, this mission must succeed.
Oh god, I think the
Right.
U2 spy planes
I'm
had stopped by
counting
this
on you,
point.
Snake.
If I remember correctly. I'm trying to remember
Snake,
roughly
the
when
Soviet
certain things
troops are
happened.
not your only enemies.
How do you mean,
Nature.
boss?
Nurture.
Poisonous snakes, scorpions, crocodiles, hornets. There are dozens of dangerous life forms living in Selino-Yarsk.
Yay.
There are even poisonous mushrooms and frogs, and other plants and animals that you must not eat.
Not with that attitude.
In order to survive in nature, you have to know nature.
Paramedic has information on the flora and fauna in each area.
Already
Ask
been
her
doing
for
that.
the details. Snake, I don't recommend running around.
Yeah, cool. Alright, I think that's everything he has to say. Boss.
Your ultimate objective in this mission is to find Sokolov and get him to safety, not to slaughter the enemy.
So basically, I should avoid getting into battles, right? You don't have to tell me.
To avoid battles, it will be essential to scout out
We
the
don't have any
enemy's
trophy where it's
numbers
like,
and
get
positions.
X amount
That's
of,
what your binoculars are for.
of next snap, so I'm not going to be going out of my way to do that like I did in the last one.
Tell me, what's the advantage of a solo sneaking mission?
It's easier to go in
Yes.
undetected than with a group.
Exactly.
I was going to say
And
that.
therein lies the entire reasoning behind this virtuous mission. This mission into Soviet territory is a violation of international law. If this gets out to the public, we'll be faced with an international crisis even greater than the one 4 years ago.
That would be the U2?
4 years
yeah,
ago.
Yeah, it was the
The
U2.
U-2 crash.
Failure is not an option.
Not a problem.
I do imagine it's
I'll
just
get
like, you know, the
Sokolov without
U2
them
crash the
ever knowing
Soviets
I
go
was
and investigate.
here.
It's just Bono there. In his fucking weird ass glasses.
Your objective in this mission isn't...
Shush. Paramedic, tell me what's around.
When you get hurt, Snake,
Okay, guess there's nothing new. Oh, there's a Kerotan. This will get me a trophy. And I'll get me another trophy. So if you shoot all those Kerotans, I think you get the... is one way to get the infinite ammo face paint. The other way is to get the Foxhound rank, which I think is this game's version of the boss rank. So yeah, no kills, none of that. It's just Siberian ink cap. Oh no, keep going. There is something down here. We don't need to pick it up, but I want to pick it up because I know it's down here and I want to do it, even though it doesn't matter and it's technically putting me in a bit more danger because those enemies can come back. Ah! I moved the camera and it caused him to fall off the edge and scared me more than I expected. Anyway, there's the XM16E1. Phantasmine. So what you can do with this, as well, you can change it between single action, burst, or auto. Pretty neat. Look at it. Doesn't look nice.
eat food?
The weapon you're equipped with now
Yes.
is called the XM16E1. It's a new type of rifle currently being developed by the U.S. Army.
How'd they get one out here?
It's still in development. The Then what's it doing here?
My guess is they captured it when it was being battle tested in Southeast Asia.
What are they doing in
But
Southeast
the one you've
Asia?
got there is quite a bit different from the ones
Vietnam
I've
wasn't
been
yet,
hearing
was it?
about.
Oh wait, no, yeah, it was.
For one thing, it's camo painted, and it's fitted with a 3-shot burst mechanism. It even looks like you could attach a suppressor. All of these modifications are geared towards jungle combat. This doesn't look like the work of the Soviets.
Then
My
who?
guess is they were added on site by an American gunsmith during Army field trials. Open the weapon window and press the enter button to attach or remove the suppressor. Press the action button to switch between semi-auto, full auto, and 3-shot burst modes. Make use of each of these functions as the situation warrants.
Another thing you can do, which is pretty neat, if you're aiming down, yeah, so if you've raised it and then you press L1, you'll actually aim down sight. Because otherwise you just have to basically hip fire. Do I not have anything to say about the life medicine or whatever?
You
There
have
we go.
some life medicine on you. Life medicine is a recent pharmaceutical product developed by the Soviet Union. It works with your metabolism to quickly treat wounds. If you use it, you can recover life on the spot. Try it when your life is starting to run low in battle.
Cool. Paramedic, don't you have anything to say about it?
You should be. If you have
Oh, okay. Pentasmine. Seems like it'd be up her alley.
to take a rep.
Oh, really?
Say, Snake, about that
Oh.
helmet and oxygen mask you took off right after you parachuted in.
Oh, those? Those are the helmet assembly and oxygen system assembly I used to make the Halo jump. The helmet is fitted with a bayonet fastener that attaches to the oxygen mask.
Cool.
It's also got earphones and a boom mic.
I'm not interested in all that stuff.
Of course you're not.
So why did you bring it up?
It reminds me of something.
Reminds you of something.
Yeah.
The mask.
Yeah.
Jim
but
Carrey?
I can't remember what it is, and I can't stop thinking about it.
That's what you've been thinking about?
Yeah, every time I'm about to remember it, it slips away from me again. Don't you just hate that?
Mm-hmm.
I know I've seen it somewhere before. Any ideas?
How would I...
That's it!
What?
The Fly!
I knew she was going to be talking about the
Fly.
Fly.
Yeah, it finally
Be
came
the
to
original
me.
one.
You look just like him. Oh, I
Oh
feel
god, who
bad.
was in the original? Was it Vincent Price?
Why?
From the movie The Fly? You've never seen it?
No.
Jeez, where have you been?
Help me.
It's about this
Help
scientist who's
me. That's the,
conducting teleportation experiments when he gets
I think
mixed
it's- I
up
think
with
it's
the
the
fly
later
and
one.
ends up with the fly's head attached to his body.
Never heard of it.
That's too bad. It's a good movie.
It's something.
Paramedic.
Hmm?
You said you like movies, right?
I love him.
About the Major's code name.
Major Tom.
I mean, this is also a
Yeah.
good time for
He sounded
movies.
like he wasn't sure whether or not Tom was the name of the tunnel that worked in The Great Escape.
So I heard.
So was it?
Was it what?
Was Tom really the name of the tunnel that worked?
Right?
So it was Tom.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Why don't you know?
Just never seen it.
Why should I know?
You watch a lot of movies, don't you?
Yeah?
But you've never seen The Great Escape.
No.
Why not?
It didn't look interesting.
You don't watch movies that don't look interesting.
That's right.
And yet
a good
you've seen
film.
The Fly.
The Fly looked interesting. And it was.
She likes monster movies and horror
Something
movies and all
wrong.
that.
Nothing.
Which, again, when it comes to like monster
What other
movies,
kind of
this
movies
was
do you like?
probably the
Let's
heyday
see.
of it.
There's the Quartermass Experiment.
Oh, okay, that's
and
weird.
It Conquered the World. And Earth versus the Spider. Oh, and Mondo Kane. Did I say something weird?
Forget it.
Why did it turn French there? What happened there? What?
Snake, if you were one of your
That's
comrades
weird.
is
I don't know
moving
what
wrong,
happened there.
What do you usually do?
I called for a medic.
What if there's no medic nearby?
I don't even want to think about that.
Think about
Is
it.
she gonna end up introducing
That's my
Medivacs?
worst nightmare. Any soldier can perform basic first aid, but it takes a specialist to perform the more complicated procedures. I know a lot of guys who'd still be alive today if they'd had access to a medic.
Me too. So I got to thinking, wouldn't it be great if we could parachute medics into the front lines where they're needed most?
You bet. That's why you're called paramedic.
Yeah. With a unit like that, we could save a couple of lives, huh?
A bit silly, because parachuting is dangerous.
Not a couple. We could save many lives.
Thanks.
Medevacing
I
was
think
much
the Army
better.
needs a unit like that. And if no one
Also
else will do
dangerous,
it, I'm
but,
going to
I
get
mean-
one myself.
Sounds like a plan.
Hey, it was,
Will you help me?
Count on it.
there's a reason why less people died and more people just got injured in more recent conflicts.
Snake, do you know what epinephrine is?
Yeah,
What's with the questions?
epinephrine.
Well,
You have it
do
if you're
you?
having an allergic reaction. It's for
Also
adrenaline.
known as adrenaline?
Never heard of it.
They put them in pens, pen form,
Nope.
EpiPens.
I have.
Good for you.
Well, yeah, you're a
Do
doctor.
you want to hear about it?
Not really.
Oh, I think you should hear about it.
Here we go.
So, epinephrine is a type of hormone. It's secreted from the adrenal glands in high-stress situations, like when you're exercising or you're under pressure. The epinephrine is released into the bloodstream and stimulates special receptor cells on various organs throughout the body. This causes the heart to beat faster, the blood vessels to constrict, and the respiratory passages to expand. It also raises blood pressure.
Cool.
You ever notice how you're faster and stronger than normal when you're under stress? That's because of epinephrine.
In
And
that
when
case,
you're
I should be
breathing,
like the fucking Hulk.
Yeah,
Is there
How
a
much
point
stress
to all
I got.
this?
of course. In the alert phase, your body secretes epinephrine, and so your stamina won't be depleted as fast.
Uh-huh.
There. Good thing I told you, huh?
It's kind of like the whole combat highs, which in 4 you can actually get combat highs.
Enemies pose a
You want to talk about this,
attack.
Okay, no, she's talking about tactical reloads. That's fine. I didn't know if they would. I didn't think they would. It's more of a thing for later. Anyway, I don't need that. Definitely don't need that anymore. Take out you. I'll hold on to the life medicine. I can't get rid of that. It weighs nothing, but it is annoying that there's always one slot having to get taken up. Probably don't need the bug juice. Yep, that's fine. But I think the enemies are back. Just in case they look back here. No, Desert Tiger, actually DPM. There we go. Can't use the triggers to move left and right. That's a shame. I definitely hear them. Are they around? Nope. Okay. Here they come. That's all good. They're not going to turn back, they're just going to go to the bridge. Probably good to get off and run. That's it. What does that mean? Cutscene. That's what it means. Anyway, we're here. This is where Sokolov is.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump.
He's not wrong about that. Now, thankfully, I know where Sokolov is.
I can't see Sokolov from here.
But I think I need to take out all the guards first, don't I? Or do I have to do that
Security is
later?
Pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
I think for now we just need to get to him.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory.
How
They
do
should be
you- well,
holding
I
him
guess
in
we
a
don't know
room
that.
in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. And do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
Understandable.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Yes.
Is that all?
Yes.
I can understand why you'd want to say that.
Beginning my approach
I
to the
imagine Tom,
targets.
I'm gonna keep calling him Tom just for this, during the Virtuous mission. I imagine he would feel pretty bad. I mean, he helped rescue me, carried him across there, and then he had no choice but to basically sit and watch as he had to be sent back.
Snake, Sokolov is imprisoned in the northeast area of the factory.
Got it. To the northeast.
Yes, and don't engage the enemy. The object of this mission is to bring Sokolov back safely and nothing more.
I'll try to avoid him.
Contact Sokolov without being spotted by the enemy and bring him out discreetly. If you must dispose of an enemy, do it with the tranquilizer.
I'll try. No promises.
Snake, as I said before, this mission is only to bring Sokolov back safely. You must not put Sokolov in danger. You're not allowed to contact him during the alert phase. Period.
But, Tom, you're English. Why would you use the term period for ending a sentence?
Do you want to say?
I don't believe the English use periods either. It's just the Americans. Because we say full stop.
Snake, do you know the creature from the Black Lagoon?
Ah, damn right it would freak me out when I was younger.
These scientists are investigating a place deep in the Amazon
A
called
little
the Black
kid,
Lagoon,
it creeped me out.
and they get picked off one after the other by this fishman thing. And there was this
It's
scene
beginning
when the
to
heroine
look
is
a lot
going for a
like
swim, and the creature
fishman.
sneaks up on her from underwater. Oh, I thought my heart was going to stop. I mean, of course, the 3D effects in It Came from Outer Space were a lot more intense, but
It wouldn't be referring to you coming from outer space, would it?
how rude! Why do you say that?
Because no one on Earth could be as charming as you.
Sure, that's
Fine.
what you meant.
I'll just get to the point, Snake. Be careful of what's around you when you're in the water. Just imagining you
Oh,
swimming in those
I don't want to
giant
even
oceans
think about when I
together
have to
with
start
these
swimming. The
upright
swimming
fishermen.
controls in this are...
I appreciate the concern.
They're not
Fishermen
good.
aren't the only things that'll attack you in the water. Really be
I don't know if
careful
it's as
out there.
bad as
Okay.
2's, however,
And
there's a
don't
lot
be
more than in
attacking
2.
any pretty girls going for a swim either.
Are you calling me a fishman?
You started it.
Snake, as I said before, this... Snake, Sokolov...
Okay, used to saying those.
When you get hurt,
Anything to add?
Snake, there are
Ah,
rats
you can
living
tell me
in that
about
area.
rats.
The rats in that area are the descendants of
good old
wild
Rattus
Norway
Rattus.
rats that were domesticated by humans as pets and lab animals.
Oh, never mind, they're
They're
Norwegian
not
rats, so I don't
poisonous,
think they
and
are
I
quite
don't
Rattus
think they'll
Rattus.
attack you.
Specifically,
They're
that's the
quick little
black
creatures,
rat.
So you might have a hard time catching one.
Uh-huh. So how do they taste?
Snake,
What?
they're rats.
I know what they are. Do they taste okay?
The guide says they're not that bad.
Good enough for me.
Ugh.
I'd never eat a rat by choice. If I was in a situation of I need to eat this rat or starve, I would eat one, but
When you get hurt,
if someone offered me rat, I wouldn't eat it. Oh. Oh. Fuck you then, boss. I really don't like the way that it's set to that one button. It'd be nice if I could change it as well. Even, like, literally anything. Is triangle used at all? Have it set that, like, you know, having a whole triangle does it. Even that would be better. Anyway, getting to Sokolov's not too hard. It's just getting there without getting caught can be tough, because there's a lot of people in the building. The building itself, not the easiest to navigate without being seen, just because of the colours of it. And it is going to require a bit of me standing up. We have plenty of suppressor, so I'm going to wait for him to be in the grass a bit, now I'm going to take him out. There we go. Snake, what are you doing? See if I also get myself a rat. If I can't hear, there's other areas we can. Why, hello there, Snake. Thank goodness it was a snake. If it was a spider, yeah, you don't want to know. Okay, but see what I mean? Like, in here, Even crawling, 30%. It just drops. Split, or brown would be good, but again, we would have to worry about enough of Snake being in, having suspicious types of face paint on.
I'm just seeing things.
Oh, it's him. Okay, I didn't even know who spotted me. That's part of the problem as well. Anyway. So far, so good. There's a guy there I might want to just get rid of. I think we can open those lockers. No, we cannot. Anyway, we made it. It's Sokolov. Why would he look at? I guess it's all maybe not his life's work, but it is years of his, his work. He's probably somewhat like maybe not the most jazzed about having to destroy it because of what it would be used for, but he understands it. Hey, it's Brian Cummings. Now he's just fighting. Fuck it! Oh, we gotta get all the evidence.
No. I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
You're CIA?
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He said to tell you
You're a
sorry for
nerd.
being so late.
That's the message.
Did he now?
What does it mean?
It means he's a man of his word. But we've got no time for this. You have to get me out of here before they arrive.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of GRU. You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Never heard of him.
Thunderbolt? Never heard of him.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize control of the motherland. Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful
Hey, it's
coexistence.
Kennedy again.
Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Fucking Oswald.
In
I was about to say Jack, but no, that's the one who killed Oswald.
And his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing Khrushchev, and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is...
Yeah, Brezhnev will end up in charge, so,
He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB-812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans.
I bet he
That
is.
is not enough to satisfy
Nice
him.
chair.
Now he's plotting to seize the
It's
secret
starting to
weapon
cool down.
I've been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power.
What happened? I think it was just where the sun was. It was just hitting this room. Wasn't that bad yesterday.
The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
Then, the soldiers outside.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me,
Oh, good thing I didn't kill any of them.
even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem. Volgin will come. I'm sure of it. You must must get me out of here before then.
Well, good for you. We're leaving right now.
To me.
But first,
Your Russian is superb.
we get to learn that they're talking Russian!
Where did you learn to speak it?
From my mentor.
Is that so?
I think originally there was going to be
America's truly a
they were going to
frightening
have him speaking the dialogue for when he was speaking Russian,
No.
but they decided to just have it all be
Love this place. Let's go.
in, well, Japanese, and in this case as well English, and then just have Sokolov say a line about it. I think films did that in the past, and it is a lot easier, and honestly,
Major.
it's
this is
fine.
Snake.
It'd be difficult, because for the amount of times where characters would be
He's
speaking
doing
Russian.
fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll
Like, over
rendezvous
the
with you
codec
there.
calls, it's all in
Roger.
English.
What about the sentries?
No one spotted
But
me.
anytime we have to listen to, like,
I
Volgan,
see.
for example,
What about
talking
the
with...
boss?
We lost
certain
contact
people.
with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out.
You know how those subarctic... Arctic submarines are, not subarctic. I love Sokolov's actions here, as he tries to hide, and does it very poorly. With his hands. What's he doing there?
Freeze!
We've been spotted.
So this is the legendary boss.
Yeah, sure, I'm the boss, totally. And oh my god, who could that be with spurs?
Huh? We meet at last.
He's a young man here.
You!
He's in his
You're
20s?
from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz.
Huh.
What's a GRU soldier doing here?
Soldier?
Him and his fucking beret.
He's the Ocelot commander.
Ha! That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
Alright.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
And Ocelot
He's a bit
never lets
flamboyant.
his prey escape.
What?
And now he does this. Oh no. Not what I was thinking of. Yes, pick up your beret.
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the GRU.
What the fuck is the GRU anyway?
Sokolov.
I've heard them mention, but I have no idea what they are.
Huh. You're not the boss, are you?
Does he look like he fought in World War II? And here they come.
Crew operatives!
What is that stance? Huh. That gun.
Yes, laugh at the
You're
American.
not the boss. Then die.
Oh, that was easy.
Major!
Oh yeah, sure, run away and possibly get yourself in more danger.
Shoot the other one!
It's pretty cool watching Snake fight in close quarters combat. And that guy who we shot is finally fallen asleep. I'm the only one that thinks the little Mark 22 bullets would hurt. I mean, they're a little needle.
Impossible. You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do. But testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
Ah, not set him down the path of being a, using a revolver. There you go. Ain't that fun. It's all Naked Snake's fault.
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
And down he goes. I should be able to get another trophy here.
Major, do you read me?
I read you. Snake, you alright?
Yeah, Sokolov ran
Into a
off.
few snags. These guys were after Sokolov too. Apparently they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Yeah, I've heard of him, I never heard of
Soviet
him.
power struggle, according to Sokolov.
Oh, he's called Thunderbolt. Why?
Something
You'll
between
find out.
KGB and GRU, between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
Sokolov was being guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
And there's no Fidel to cause them
Something about
problems
the
this
whole
time.
thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
Here we go. Oh, it's just... Oh, that's for that. Okay. I thought that was later. Anyway, here he is. There we go. Problem solved. Series over.
Snake, you can't do that. The future will change. You'll create a time paradox.
Now, if you sit here and wait, it will eventually say time paradox. But, yeah. That's that. I just wanted to show that off.
Snake, stay alert. The KGB and GRU both have their sights set on Sokolov. GRU is a military espionage outfit. the intelligence wing of the Soviet Defense Ministry's General Staff Office. It competes with the KGB, which is under the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and the two are always watching each other.
Kind of like the CIA and
Left
FBI.
know what the right hand is doing.
Exactly.
Oh, they aren't
Now,
that they aren't all
added to
that different,
rivalry
the
is
Soviets
a
and the
vicious power
Americans.
struggle going on between
If only
the
they could have
Khrushchev
come
faction and the
together.
Anti-Khrushchev faction.
So Khrushchev is using the KGB, and Volgin and the anti-Khrushchev forces are using the GRU?
That's the idea. The two factions are fighting.
Although I don't know if the CIA and FBI ever got quite into a... Well, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, they ever got quite into a big thing of one trying to back
Get
one
Sokolov
president and the
out
other
of
trying
their
to back
sight.
another
He
president.
must not be turned over to the KGB or to the GRU. Sokolov took off in the direction
There's
of the
theories
rope
that the
bridge.
CIA
Get
got
after
rid
him.
of Kennedy because
Hurry.
Kennedy was very much against the CIA, but
Major, have you been able to contact the boss?
No,
that's just a theory.
You really think it's bad reception?
we're looking into it.
Major.
Snake, you've got more important things to worry about than contacting the boss.
But
Right
she's
now,
my moral
Sokolov is out there
support.
wandering around the jungle alone. What are you going to do if he gets caught by the enemy?
I don't know, maybe the boss could tell me what I would do
We're
if he got
still
caught by
looking
the
into
enemy.
why we lost contact with the boss. I'll let you know as soon as we find anything out. In the meantime, it's your job to find Sokolov and get him to safety. Got it?
Major, do you know anything about this GRU colonel Sokolov was talking about?
Who, Volgin?
Yes.
Who is he?
A most dangerous man indeed. His name is Yevgeny Borisovich Volgin. His code name in the West is Thunderbolt. He's gained a reputation as the most brutal and cold-blooded of the Soviet spy masters. During the war, Volgin was assigned to the domestic branch of the NKVD. He was stationed in the rear of the Soviet
NKVD.
line to catch and punish any troops who tried to retreat or desert. He's also notorious for his accomplishments in anti-guerrilla operations in the Ukraine and the Baltic states. Apparently, he likes to boast that he disposed of over 100,000 anti-communists.
You probably did.
We also know that he was instrumental in putting down the 1953 insurrection in East Germany and the 1956 uprising in Hungary.
Boy, it
is
really says a
truly
lot
a
about your
fearsome
system
man.
and country when
There's no telling
when
where he
several
might be
times
popping.
there were uprisings
Be
trying to free themselves
I
of it.
will.
Gee, communism must be so nice if every time, whenever they got a chance to get rid of it, people living under it tried to get rid of it or escape it.
Major, what's this Grand Design Bureau Sokolov was talking about?
OKB 812. It's the same type of top secret facility as Sokolov's own OKB 754.
Why are they named this?
The director
What's with the
is a man by
numbers?
the name of Alexander Leonovich Granin. He's Sokolov's arch rival, and the two have competed fiercely against each other since the days of the war. To hear Sokolov tell it, though, the rivalry was really all in Granin's head.
Probably.
In any case,
A lot of
Granin
times there's
seems to harbor
rivalries
an
like that.
unusually intense hatred for Sokolov. Knowing that Sokolov was protected under the aegis of Khrushchev, Granin threw in his lot with Volgin, the vanguard of the anti-Khrushchev movement. Apparently, Granin meant to use the funds provided by these opposition forces in order to defeat his old foe. Volgin, for his part, was intrigued by the possibility of using the high-tech weapons Granin created in the fight against Khrushchev. Thus, the two formed an alliance, and Volgin took the Granin Design Bureau under his control.
But now Volgin's got his sights set on Sokolov.
Yes, it would seem that he and Granin aren't getting along so well after all.
Anything else?
By the way, Snake, what were you doing back there?
Back where?
Where?
You were giving some kind of advice to a GRU commander, weren't you?
Yeah.
He's your enemy. What the hell were you thinking?
Really? What was all that about doing the thing with your hand on the first round or whatever?
Whenever he put a new clip in his gun, he'd always load the first round by hand, whether there was a round left in the chamber or not. It's
Yes.
a technique they teach in the Middle East.
Why?
By making sure there's always a round in the chamber, you
Ah,
eliminate the
okay.
risk of pulling the trigger with nothing to fire. He must have heard about it from someone or read it somewhere. In any case, he probably wanted to try it out for himself.
Seems a bit
He
silly
was obviously motivated by vanity to show off his new technique.
because I
That's
mean,
when you make
if you do
mistakes.
have one in there, you're just wasting a round.
Battlefield is an unforgiving place.
It's like
The only techniques you can rely
Okay.
on are the ones you've mastered through experience and practice.
Uh-huh. And
I mean,
what were
this
you
version of
saying about him
Ocelot
being more
is very
skilled with
vain.
revolvers?
When he fired, he was bending his elbow sharply to avoid the recoil. It looked like he wasn't aware he was doing it, but that habit can be either a fatal flaw or a gift.
What do you mean?
Automatic weapons use recoil to operate, so if you don't let the recoil hit you, it interferes with the operating cycle of the gun. Basically, he shouldn't be trying to avoid the impact like that. But with a revolver, there's no need to let the recoil hit you. Just the opposite. Avoiding the recoil lets you reduce the strain on your hand and arm. That kid might just be handy with a high-caliber revolver.
Good for him.
Handy? Are you listening to yourself?
What do you mean?
He's the enemy. Why are you giving him advice?
He's just a kid.
Snake.
I don't know. For some reason, I couldn't help but point it out to him.
Snake, are you all right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't play. He's gay. He's a kid. Also,
With an
what? In his
equipped weapon
20s.
in overhead view, press
Snake's in his
the
30s.
degree to which you move the left stick.
Also, it's quite young.
That area's...
Actually got nothing to add. Okay, let's go find Sokolov. Everyone here is asleep or dead. Try and find a rat. Oh, Keratin. Hello. I'm not going to shoot it, because I already got my trophy for shooting one, and I'm not going to be getting all of them, because 1, I would need a guide, and 5 of them are very easily missed. You can get rats in other areas. Let's just change out of this to something nice. Olive drab's nice. It's Sokolov. Why have we pointed a gun at him?
You okay?
Okay.
Those men were from the Ocelot unit.
Spetsnaz?
Yes. The best crew has to offer.
Ah, they weren't that
They're
tough.
coming for me. I'm finished.
Calm down. I'll get you out of here, I promise. And we've got some of the best backup we could ask for.
The fuck was that? Oh, look. There it is.
That's what they were making you build.
Yes. The Shagohod. The treading behemoth. A tank capable of launching nuclear IRBM.
It can launch nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain?
Oh, yes. And without support from friendly units.
A nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo.
I take issue with the Shagohod, and I'll explain why later.
Is that thing finished?
No, this is only the end of Phase 1. It won't be truly finished until we complete Phase 2.
Phase 2.
The weapon's true form. If it is completed and the Colonel gets his hands on it, it will mean the end of the Cold War.
The end of the Cold War?
Cool.
Yes. And then the Age of Fear will
Oh,
begin.
not quite cool.
War.
I had no choice but to cooperate.
I think there was enough fear during the Cold War. They had nuclear lockdowns in schools in America. I don't know if they did in Russia or in other countries, but in America they did.
America. Please, take me to America. Quickly. They cannot complete it without my help.
Got it. Let's go.
Alright, time to go rescue Sokolov. Ah, this bridge. I don't like it. Thankfully well, we got rid of all guards before, both the, bees, so we didn't have to worry about it, but if you don't, walking across this bridge, not fun when enemies are on it. It's also very easy to fall off. You can also shoot out the ropes on it. If you do earlier, they just magically reappear for this cutscene. It's the boss!
Boss?
Do you mind, boss?
Good work, Jack.
What are you doing here?
Sokolov comes with me.
Bees!
Hornets.
Yep. Makes perfect sense.
My friends, let us fight together again.
I have waited long for this day.
We will fight with you once more.
Cool.
Welcome back, boss.
God, I hate his eyes.
Now that all 5 of us are together, it's time we go to the depths of hell itself. It's raining blood.
Doesn't look like blood. Looks like
Is he
rain.
crying?
Ah, a ghost. Lovely.
Kuwabara, Kuwabara.
Saying Guabara means you won't be struck by lightning. It's a thing.
Joyful scene.
Colonel Vogan.
Welcome to my
Hey, can you guess why he's called Thunderbolt?
and to my unit.
Boss, what is this?
I'm defecting to the Soviet Union.
Oh, good for you.
Sokolov is a little gift from my new hosts.
Recoilless nuclear warheads. These will make a fine gift for me.
This can't be happening.
Who is he? Another one of your disciples? Are we taking him with us?
No, this one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras. He has not yet found an emotion to carry into battle.
I do find that interesting
What
that
are
that's
you
how the
talking
Cobras
about?
work. They each have one emotion they
Think
take
you
with
can
them.
pull the trigger?
Hers is the joy. She's just fucking delighted to be in battle. Well, that was her original codename before she got the boss. They explain it literally at the start of of Operation Sneak Eater, so I don't care about saying it now. And my arm's broken. Well, shit. We didn't need it anyway.
He's seen my face. We can't let him live.
Hey, I got a question. Why before when he was walking across the bridge and had his hand over the wood there, why was the electricity bouncing to it? Well, it's not a conductor.
He must die.
Wait. He's my apprentice. I'll take care of him. Jack, you can't come with us.
That's fine, I want to go with you. So I like how stupid Snake is here. Jack, you can't come with us, but I'm gonna reach my hand out to you. Take my hand. You can totally trust her after she just said that. Oh, and... Ow. And over we go, and hey, we have a bandana, and that's how Snake got his bandana.
The new blood has been rejected.
Are we done here?
Now, on to Sokolov's research facility.
Cool, let's get out of here.
Shagohod is ours.
Yes, the goofy-ass tank that doesn't make much sense. I'll explain later.
Drift away. My place is with them now.
Bye, Bosch. How's she gonna get into that helicopter? And we've arrived somewhere downstream. Almost looks like the face paint is washed off slightly, but I don't know if that's just mud or whether that's purposeful. Oh, and we're bleeding. Oh, well, shit. Oh, that's not good.
Snake, can you hear me?
Yeah. Just barely.
Oh, you're fine. Just eat a ration.
Snake, listen to me. You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move? You've got to get those wounds treated. Hang in there. All right, let's get you fixed up. Paramedic?
Okay, Snake. Just relax and it'll all be over before you know it. Stay with me. I've seen people in worse shape before. Think you can handle it?
Major.
True. I mean, he's cut up and he's got a broken arm. It's not fun, but there's
We'll
people
talk about that
with
later.
get
First,
far
we've gotta
worse
get you
injuries in
patched up.
battle.
Okay, here we go. First,
Teach me
open
how the cure
survival
menu
viewer with the
works.
Start button. If you select Cure, you can start the treatment. Healing is divided into treatment using medicine with the item window button and surgical treatment using the weapon window button. Your injuries include a fractured left elbow and rib bone, and lacerations on your upper arms, right elbow, and abdomen. They need to be fixed using surgical treatment.
It's easy enough to
Move the
do.
healing cursor with the left stick to the affected part of your body. Once you've selected the affected area, hold the weapon window button and use the left stick to select the medical item, and then press the enter button. With this method, you can use
I like how in
items
this
to
menu
help
they're
you
showing
recover
999 of 999 for everything.
To treat a bone fracture, first secure the affected area with a fastener and then wrap it in bandages. That should do it.
I
For
don't even know if
lacerations,
999
we'll
is the
disinfect
max you
it to
can
clean the
carry for
wound,
things.
Sutures to stitch it up, styptic to slow the flow of blood, and bandages to wrap the wound. If you do everything I mentioned, the wound should heal completely.
It also does not matter what order you do it all in,
Understood?
Yeah.
which is
Stay
convenient.
with me. Go into the survival viewer and treat those wounds.
Alright. Alright, bleeding, no bandage, not disinfected. Alright, styptic, disinfect, and bandage. What else? Oh, it's a deep cut. Deep cut, suture, bandage, styptic, disinfect. Disinfect, styptic, bandage, suture. Like I said, any order, it does not matter. That's a fracture. And splint. Even though it's a rib, so I don't know what the hell we're splinting. But you see all the things you get. So yeah, knives, you use those to get out, take out like bullets or whatever. Cigars for leeches, as it says there. Ointments and burns, yeah, and all that stuff. Anyway, splint, bandage, done. All sorts of things will lead to having to use the cure menu. Oh, this looks so painful. Oh, this bit's hard to watch. Yep. Now we just need to use the Fulton Surface Air recovery system. Convenient for Snake. He got a bandana to use as a sling. How long is the bandana? I guess it's not. I guess it probably has to be wrapped a few times around before you can.
Good job, Snake.
Before you tie it up to your
We're coming to get you now.
forehead,
Just stay
but
where
yeah.
you are. We'll drop a recovery balloon.
I thought
Can
he
you
had the
set it up?
balloon with him. Why do they have to drop it? Where is it? There it is. Dead body. Yeah, bunch of helicopters to carry the heavy ass Shaggerod.
Shagohod.
Oh, you're starting to feel a little bad about breaking his arm and flipping him into a river. What are you having a crisis of faith over there, Ocelot? I messed up with my gun. Where? Here's the thing that was mass-produced, but then never used. Why they mass-produced it, I don't know. That era was really fascinating, where they believed that nuclear weapons were going to be such the thing in the next war that they're like, we're going to have infantrymen with nuclear weapons and shit fighting amongst like nuclear wastelands and shit. It was so odd. There was a whole US unit, I think, which was about it. But I don't.
What are we going to do with the girl?
I don't know whatever happened with it. Well, I never got very far. I mean, it was never used.
Apparently she's Sokolov's woman.
Good for him.
She's a nice catch. I'll take her. Not so fast, my dear.
Ah, yes, lipstick. But no.
A kiss of death?
Are you KGB?
We may be able to use her.
I don't know if they were ever used, but it's the lipstick that's got a bullet. So you can, you know, shoot someone. It's for spies. I don't know how many of those crazy things you see of spies were ever used, like those Cold War era shit. I mean, there was also that whole thing of a briefcase-sized nuke.
Perhaps we should.
That supposedly a spy could carry it into a city, leave it somewhere, leave, and then, you know, it would go off. But it's all just, like I said, it's very Cold War espionage nonsense, but Lord knows if it ever existed.
But it won't be me that pulled the trigger. It'll be our friend, the American defector.
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
He's using an American-made weapon to launch an American-made nuke at a Russian facility. Yeah, that would be suspicious. Boy, I hope they were far enough away from that. Oh, could that be any further away from where we are as well? We need that so we can leave. Oh, that's probably not good. A little radiation never hurt anyone. And that is the virtuous mission. All that'll be happening here is I'll be saving, but I'm going to just sort of end the stream before I hit save, because it's going to immediately try to start something else, which is what we will be starting with next time. But that is going to be all for today. Like I said, this went about the same amount of time as the Tanker chapter did, I think. It might even been a little bit longer. Doesn't matter. All I had planned was for this. Kind of like how the last one had two bits, first bit being very short, this is one of them. And yeah. I don't know what tomorrow will be. It'll either be this, or it might be Baldur's Gate. We need the end of Baldur's Gate 3. I spoke to Dee the other day to ask him about how much is left of the game after we get rid of Gortash. Because just to know whether it will be one or two streams. He thinks it should only take one stream, so we still have to get rid of Gortash, but that won't take long. I don't think so. We might get that done in one stream, so we'll see. Anywho, thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.